Kasia, you have been a model for a little while now, and I know your background. You were quite a tomboy, weren't you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
You were quite a bit. So you weren't this young girl that dreamt of being a model from the age of 10 or 12?
Not at all.
Can you tell us how it all came about?
Yeah, because my dad, I think it's have lots to do with my dad was a professional footballer, and I was the one for my three sisters that was into it as well, and it was like that girl. I used to go and watch him playing, so I was into football. I played myself. I was like two boyish toys. And I remember the time when I was about, I think 19. Before that, I didn't like wearing skirts. I always with trousers, like very laid back. And I remember the time when I came home and I was wearing a little bit of makeup. I think it was 1920, and I had actually a skirt or was a dress. And when my mum see it, I seen tears in her eyes. It was such a shock for her because it was a big transformation. Yeah, from me being completely like boy girl to So
you started getting stopped in the street, didn't you? I know you were born in Poland and you moved to Germany, and people started stopping you in the street in Germany.
It's funny because I've been stopped, but it was a photographer, or it was like from agency, invited for a test shoot, but it was kind of I wasn't even taking it serious. I think it through my life circumstances, where I come from, the fact that my dad was strongly against it, very conservative, so it put the effect on me that I didn't even consider it. I didn't have the belief that I could do it. I couldn't see myself doing it. No, I haven't thought about it. It was like a really nice compliment, but
and of course now, which we'll come back to in a minute, you've now just done a commercial body doubling for Kate Moss.
Yeah, it was actually not the first time that I did body doubling for Kate Moss, but
well, we'll come back to that in a minute. But I'd like to find out a little bit more about the early stages of your modelling and how easy was that? You got stopped in the street. How to launch yourself as a model and become successful, getting paid.
I think most of us go through this early stage where it's very tricky, and you put yourself in situations where you do lots of things they end up to not be worth at all to do, and being just simply waste of time. So I did had quite funny situations where went to shoot and it just turned up something completely different that you imagine. But it just from that. It was a really short period of time and just kick off, and when it's kick off it just took the path and just happened naturally.
So you started enjoying it a lot, presumably, at that.
I don't even know, I can't really remember the moment where I just that I found the belief and I thought I'm gonna try but I remember that it happened quite quick.
So do you think it was from people telling you that you were a great model, or was it your desire to be, that you kind of had a bug?
I think it's combination, because I always have been an arty person. I've always been into lots of different things, and even remember doing basketball professionally, and I thought this is my life, but I never been dedicated just to one thing. I loved acting, and I was looking after their old friends, and we're doing some shows, and I just in general been an arty person. So as soon as I started doing modelling, I knew that it's something that I'm going to enjoy doing, because there's so much place. You can be creative, and it's about you. So So Kasia, your house is beautifully decorated. Thank you.
You have a passion for interior design as well.
We do, I think it's like creative person have that. Just you never know where's the limit of it. You're just creative in each area of your life probably. And it just turned up. If you move to a big place like that, there's lots of rooms to decorate, and it's quite fun. We spend about probably 5 years going to every few months to different antique markets, and it'd be fun.
So it has a sort of very sumptuous feel with big drapes and sort of Victorian style about it, isn't it?
With a touch probably of your own, to make it a bit more different from everybody else.
going back to the commercial with Kate Moss, because we're very interested in that. Because how did that come about? Was that just out of the blue, or?
Yeah, it was one phone call from agency, because I did body dubbing a few months ago for a different campaign, which I only found out the night before who was it for, and till I actually came to the shoot on the day, I didn't know it was with Mario Testino. So
yes.
I was so overwhelmed when I seen
and of course,
Mario
anyone
Testino
that doesn't
coming
know
towards
Mario Testino, just in case you don't, was of course he is famous, probably most famous for taking the Princess Diana photographs that made her look beautifully sexy. Yeah, so tell us about the experience, what you had to do on that particular shoot. Can you explain about who do you meet?
When you do body dubbing, it's quite lots of waiting involved. It's not as glamorous as it would be about you in the sets. Obviously, it's a quite different thing to do. But because you meet those people, and when you do campaign as big as that with famous personalities, then it's just have like so much thing involved, so many things involved, and it's in the place alone. It's like Park Royal Studios. It's a big place, so there's one day that they spend on building the equipment alone. So it's not like 2-3 lights. You're set in an hour, and so much involved. But it's it's just completely different experience. And obviously, when you work with people like that, you know what you know from the TV, from the press about those people, and then you come on the set and you talk to them. They are not too far from where you are in your life. They have the same problems.
Yes.
They're very down to earth people, very calm, and
Fantastic.
It's not too far.
So that's only just happened recently, hasn't it? So that's
was last week.
Yeah. And what do you? Has anything come from that experience? I'm guessing that something could launch even bigger from now being associated with that campaign.
Possibly.
Yeah, so that's really
Never
exciting.
know.
Well, it is, isn't it?
But you meet really nice people, because it's a big campaign. You've got so many people involved in it. So whether you meet friends for life, or you meet really lovely people that because there's lots of, it's like over 3 days, let's say 10 hours a day. You have so much time to you manage to get time to speak to so many people on the set.
So what we're allowed to say what this campaign is and when it's going out?
Oh, I can't say that.
Can say
sorry,
that.
I started it, so
no,
I can't really say.
No, I thought so. Okay, so well, also the other thing, you have something else going on which is quite interesting, where you're starting to do some acting.
Yes, obviously I did modelling for quite a while, and at the beginning was more editorial and magazines covers, and it just took naturally that direction. But it's in fashion, after a while, for me personally, I know there are models that do it for a long time, but for me, probably because I'm the creative person that and maybe because I'm Aquarius as well, so we like changes. So I just did a few fashion movies, and I think after that have been find encouragement from the production team that I have the thing to do movies. And it helps, and and I enjoy it more. So I think after a while I would prefer to do something different. And obviously through acting you can express yourself a bit more. Along that, it's quite thing to do. It's quite different.